Of course, we can't just think about our thoughts and emotions. We still need to remind ourselves of the most important actions to take to prevent diabetes, which we will learn in more detail in the full program. These are first, to eat foods that give back to your body. In other words, foods that give you important nutrients. Second, to bring movement to your daily life. Even modest movement, like a brisk walk in the morning and afternoon, or chasing the kids around, or mowing the lawn, can make a big difference. Third, as we have discussed, to learn to respond to stressors and challenges that impact your progress and change. Fourth, to connect to others for support, like local groups, family members, and friends. Did you know that social connection has a major influence on your health? Fifth, to be sure to get enough sleep for your body. And sixth, to understand that setbacks are a part of the process and to approach them as opportunities to give yourself compassion so that you can learn more about what you need to succeed the next time. A quick note about weight loss. Many programs focus primarily on weight loss. Although you may notice weight loss in making these changes, that is not our focus. Our focus is to help you reach critical health goals so that you can live a fulfilling life. You may have difficult thoughts and feelings about weight, and we encourage you to work with those. But the science shows that focusing on the things on this list is your best bet for preventing diabetes. These healthy habits can take some time to bring into our lives. To start, let's just learn about some of the basic guidelines. It can be helpful to think of food as a tool to help you lower your risk for diabetes. We all know that nourishing foods like vegetables, nuts, fruits, whole grains, and natural oils give back to our bodies, but we often struggle to prioritize these every day. We even end up judging ourselves for the things we eat. I want to encourage you to get excited about how you can prepare delicious foods that give your body the nutrients it needs. In your workbook, you will receive some tips on preparing delicious meals. Here are a few images of some meals made with foods that help prevent diabetes. Take just a minute now to think of a few meals with these important nutrients that you enjoy, and think about how you could attempt to have one of those a day. In the handouts we'll provide you with at the end of our time together, you will see practical guides like this one to help you making lifestyle changes that are enjoyable. So it's important to find movements that you enjoy, and it is recommended that you take at least 150 minutes of movement per week to prevent type 2 diabetes. So what does that look like? That means 30 minutes a day, at least 5 days per week. So take a moment to think about some activities that you could do to get 30 minutes per day during the week. Focus on things that bring you joy. Here's a list of some ideas. If this already feels daunting, just imagine doing it once, then be sure to notice how you feel afterwards. Feel free to pause this video and check out this list. Sleep is critical to preventing type 2 diabetes. We know that sleep lowers stress. It also improves insulin resistance and reduces inflammation, which are both really important parts of health. And it allows your body to heal. Most adults need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but it's important to find out what is needed for your body. Connecting with others makes a really big difference when it comes to our health. This can mean emotional or practical support. So you can think about ways that you could get support from others to prevent diabetes. For instance, joining a YMCA, or talking with friends about your fears, or telling your family about your values and goals. Talking with others about our true experience can be vulnerable, but it's very natural and it's a very effective way of meeting our needs. So, those are the key actions. Now, let's talk about our willingness to take action. So, just for a moment, I want to ask you to imagine that I asked you to run inside a burning building. What would you say? Likely a resounding no. But what if, God forbid, your loved one were in the building? This idea makes us think differently. So we are willing to do something difficult when our mind says no, or our heart is racing, or we're scared if it is important enough to us. But we often forget what is important because it feels distant. Look, I'm asking you to take care of your health, and it's not always easy. Sometimes it's inconvenient or even difficult. But let's step back and say, why? Why would you be willing? Well, it's because you want to be here for your life. So try this out. Imagine that you're walking around the room, but saying to yourself, I can't walk, I can't walk, I can't walk. If you were doing that, you might notice that you can walk, even when you're telling yourself you can't. Just like this, your mind might tell you, I'm too tired to exercise, or I just don't have the willpower to succeed. And you can still have those thoughts and put one foot in front of the other and go for a walk. Parts of you may not want to change your eating habits or move your body more often or make a doctor's appointment, but you might be willing to do so because you value being around to play with your grandchildren or feeling energy to go on adventures. We call this being willing with your feet, being willing to take physical actions with your body, even with discomfort or uncertainty in your mind. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to answer a few questions about your goals related to your health. Think about realistic goals or actions related to your values that are just outside of your comfort zone. If we aim too high or expect perfection of ourselves, this can feel insurmountable and we can end up giving up entirely. Start with small steps, which are much more sustainable.